offside. Might look for 3. Will settle for 2. What a start to this game. 1 done, it's 3 for 2.
Elation for South Africa.
Salman Mirza, who himself showed what he's made of. Got an opportunity in the second t20i. Completely rattled the top order of South Africa. Merged as a winner of them as well. Picked up 3 big hits they were. He picked up Reza Hendricks, remember? Starts with the angle across the right-hander.
Good impact that change really can have, particularly in the first over. He's built a reputation around it and has executed his skills perfectly. Spoke about it's like poetry in motion when you see him with his tail up. Shah Afridi, the Pakistan supporter, you love seeing him take wickets.
Starting with the angle across the right-hander. Remember in the first game that he played, the previous game, he got him with that in-swinging delivery to the right-hander. It was full and straight and just came back in. Got a really big wicket. Reza Hendricks came off a match-winning performance of 60 or 40 in the first game. And Salman Mirza followed up with picking up the wicket of Tony Zoze as well as Matthew Bresky with change of pace deliveries. Balls quick, runs hard. Comfortable in the end. Reza Hendricks off the mark. Inrex, Pakistan's smartest hatchback EV, the Inrex XCO. Charges fast and drives smart. Good start from Mirza as well. Important to bowl well in partnerships. Just teasing the umpire. Flirting that line outside. JP, you make a great point in terms of Shaheen Shah Afridi on rotation policy being rested in the second T20 international. It is so important for him to do well, to him to set the tone. Now has 24 wickets in the first over of T20 internationals, but he's been under the spotlight because of his performances that have taken a dip. His pace has taken a dip as well. But when he's on song, it is a sight to behold. Oh, that is a beauty. Absolutely does Brevis. Once again, the change of pace. More importantly, the length, excellent.
They were so effective with these deliveries last night, changing the length. More importantly, line, very consistent. Asking good questions, Pakistan. I think that South African batters will be very wary of is the 3 deliveries, the in-swinger, the one angling across, as well as that change-up delivery.
Wait on is the call. End of 2 overs. South Africa 4 for 2.
So पहले हमने सफर का आगाज किया, सफलता अब एक बार फिर वही तजुर्बा और वही एतबार जिससे होगी आपके दस्तरखान की लाजवाब हमदर्द रेसिपी मिक्सेस, द टेस्ट ऑफ हेरिटेज.
Few changes on either side for this third and final clash as the series is level 1 apiece. Shaheen Shah Afridi and Usman Tariq make their way in for Pakistan. Victorious Similane and Lizard Williams for South Africa. Picked up 2 in his first over. They call him the Eagle. He is really flying high tonight, Shaheen Shah Afridi. Seems to be the change of pace will be used far more like it was in the previous game. Bank Alfala. With over 1100 branches, you can open your account from the nearest branch, enjoy various free services, even earn orbit points by maintaining and growing that balance. Proud so far have had a dream start to watch. If you put your coaching hat on, what's a conversation like? Yes, turnaround time was less than 24 hours, but what's a conversation like considering by and large the surface would have remained the same and South Africa will have to adapt?
Yeah, we spoke briefly about it. The pitch report, really, it's about understanding options, particularly from a batter's point of view. How do we utilize our crease? We don't want to be a stationary target and allow Pakistan to bowl. Yes, the pressure is on here. We understand that certain deliveries that particularly the left arm seamers are going to adopt. What is the positive approach? Change-up delivery seems to be the most difficult. You feel 2.3 deliveries gone. Quick look at the first over rather. So hint of swing. But more importantly, the line was exceptional from Shaheen Shah Afridi. It was the question that was turned around. We spoke at length about particularly the first T20 in Pindi, where the line was very inconsistent. Great adjustment from particularly the seamers of Pakistan, asking the right questions against the batters. We saw 9 out of 10 over 10 wickets from the seamers in last night's game.
That's why there's another packed house. It is a sellout. Fans lined up as far as you can see on screen, and they want to get in quickly. They don't want to be missing this encounter. Nicely played, not trying to overhit, all timing from Hendricks.
Yeah, first boundary for South Africa. Vintage Reza Hendricks. Early foot movement. Waiting for the ball beautifully, playing it under his eyes, into the ground. And just looking for great timing.
Six off the over, the slip remains. Excellent calling, great running from Reza Hendricks as well. 3 done, South Africa 11 for 2.
सबसे पहले हमने सफर का आगाज किया। सफर था काले खैर का। अब एक बार फिर वही तजर्बा और वही एतबार जिससे होगी आपके दस्तरखान की रौनक। लाजवाब हमदर्द रेसिपी मिक्सेस, the taste of heritage.
With the way he's bowling tonight and the form that he is in, momentum that he's gathered in terms of his run-up, his numbers are quite phenomenal. 24 wickets, 2 tonight. Salman Mirza, excellent first over, predominantly bowled with that angle across the right-hander. Just settling the nerves here, you feel, Reza Hendricks, playing to the merit of the ball, even that back foot punch, rather front foot punch through the covers in the previous over. That's probably what Brevis needs from the other side.
Yeah, from a batter's point of view, it's also identifying what's the biggest threat. And on the surface thus far, if you look back to last night as well, it looked like the off-pace deliveries seemed to be the most difficult. And they have the natural ability to instinctively respond to the on-pace delivery by making sure that they're looking after the biggest threat.
If you want to uplift your appliances at home, it's time for Super Asia, Pakistan's leading home appliance brand. I think from a learning curve point of view as well, yes, Pretorius found himself going back for naught, but for Brevis, opportunities in situations like this will be a great learning curve. A good run. How difficult is it to find the balance for someone whose natural instinct is to belt the ball and see it fly over the fence? Brevis hits a 6 every 6 balls. How difficult is it to fine-tune that and just apply to what the situation asks for?
Well, you feel the quality of Tewal Brevis. He has the ability to be one of the best in the world, particularly in this format. What do the best in the world do? They have the ability to adapt well to conditions. This is a great opportunity for him. Over pitch delivery, doesn't quite find the middle of the bat, but gets the single. So still with that positive mindset, but understanding your options according to the conditions. That's always the biggest question. If you have the opportunity to execute that well, you give yourself the best chance.
Especially on surfaces which are slightly tacky or slightly more challenging as opposed to normally T20i cricket, we'll have surfaces just rolled out flat, good for batting, ball comes on nicely. It's good to see that adaptability factor. Swing and a miss.
Great sight here at the Gaddafi. Always a spectacle and hoping for a decent total being posted because we're exciting run chase, don't we? I've got my South African hat on here, Waruj, but I'm sure you want that too.
Well, we've had our own little battles and challenges within the combox. Me and Ramiz versus JP and Vern. At the moment, you can imagine me and Ramiz are smiling a little bit more. 4 done, it's 16 for 2.
अरसा पहले हमने सफर का आगाज किया, सफर था कार खैर का। अब एक बार फिर वही तजर्बा और वही एतबार जिससे होगी आपके दस्तरखान की रौनक। लाजवाब हमदर्द रेसिपी मिक्सेस, द टेस्ट ऑफ हेरिटेज।
Shaheen Shah Afridi, renowned for his striking force in the first over, and does so with great effect.
His partnership now 16 of 22 and becomes an important one because with Gretzky, Donovan Ferreira and George Linder to follow, you just want to give them a bit of a platform to tee off. Still a couple of overs left in the power play. Change of bowling. Fahim Ashraf now with the ball. He's bowled quite well for a long period of time now. Fahim Ashraf is emerging as a complete all-rounder. Picked up 4 wickets in the previous game as well. And he does that job quite nicely whenever he's asked to bowl, either in the bowling power play, in the middle, in the back end as well. And when the batting finds itself in a spot of ball that can hit the long ball towards the back end. So with him and Nawaz, Pakistan have found good all-rounders in those positions. Well, talking about Pakistan's finest, it's time for another Tapal tea moment. Cricket fans enjoy Pakistan's very own brand in the Tapal Tea Lounge. Have you been down there yet, Shafi Dumni?
You haven't taken me yet, Guruj.
All right.
Offered me a cup of tea as yet since I've been in Pakistan. Offered some golf. Been very successful thus far, but no tea.
All right then, the director, your next guest in the Tapal Tea Lounge. Be a South Africa take on Pakistan battle in there as well. Wait off!
4 wickets for Fahim Ashraf in the second T20i at the Stadium, using the change of pace to good effect against the South African middle order. If you played on deliveries, as we saw 3 out of the 4, all of his wickets were change-ups, weren't they? Smiles all around, so he'll come into this last ODI with great confidence. T20i, apologies, Guruj.
It's all right, it's what the pressure does. It's the pressure of me taking you to the Tapal Tea Lounge, the golf this morning, more importantly, who wins tonight. Yeah,
Actually had an opportunity to play with him in PSL in 2019, played for Islamabad United, and then already he had all the ingredients. They were very raw, but you always knew that he was going to represent Pakistan at some point. Great all-round ability. You spoke about the ability really to hit a long ball towards the back end of the innings. Didn't really feature with the ball in hand in the first T20I, but it certainly made an impact.
excellent from Pakistan. They've been sharp in the field. That's what happens when you've got a spring in your step. The bowling is going your way. The fielding most often than not follows as well. Usman, who is behind the stumps with gloves, is now doing some ground fielding in front of the bat. Fantastic start from Fahim as well. It's important to continue that momentum from Salman Mirza and Shaheen Shah Afridi. A bit impatient, you imagine, from Reza Hendricks. 5 done, 18 for 2.
Tremendous power play so far for Pakistan. 18 for 2. South Africa not been able to sight the ball properly. Feels that once again they've generally been late on the ball, not been able to decipher the change of pace. Fahim Ashraf once again outdoing them with cutters. Mirza none for 6 in his 2. Chance at the non-striker's end. Oh, had that been collected properly, would have been curtains for young Brevis. Are you suggesting it's because of smog or the haze around the ground? I don't know. I mean, it's just that they don't seem to be in any kind of flow. Yeah, you're right. Once again, the top order having their troubles. Failing to adapt, giving a lot of chances to the Pakistani team. Here was another opportunity. Should have been taken. failed to collect the ball. The fielder from Madov should have come to the stumps. And that's a surprise. Sabzada Farhan keeping wickets for Pakistan. So far he has done a good job. Looks decent behind the stumps. I've been most impressed with Mirza. Not easy when Shaheen Shah Afridi is bowling from the other end, and invariably you will be compared to left armers. Both different. He bases his game generally on change of pace. Shaheen Afridi can bowl at pace and can bowl those Yorkers and can deviate the ball as well. Both impactful. Once again, a slow ball not picked. Balls within himself. And he's got that adaptability. Reads the conditions very early and changes gears. Once again, relying on those slow deliveries, waiting when. Having the batsman guessing all the times. It's on. Chance at the non-strikers. In fact, the strikers and the wickets are broken. Pakistan look extremely happy with the end result. Let's see. Usman Khan from a keeper's role to a brilliant fielding role. Brevis once again up against it.
Strikers in. Can you show me the side on angle, please? Your bat is grounded before the bails are off. I'm ready to make my decision for the big screen.
There's always excitement when the wickets are broken with a direct hit. But no dramas there in the end. He was safely grounding his bat. Good technique. Pakistan looking absolutely switched on. It's a series decider, so far so good. They've been outstanding, in fact. 20 for 2 in 5.3, South Africa. Yeah, the fielding unit is fleet-footed at the moment. Yeah, the fielding unit is supporting the ballers fully. Running between the wickets have left few questions. Brevis clearly ball watching, but he knew there is always a green light for him. Clearly stretched. General hesitation in batting, finding a way in a circumspect kind of running as well. Getting the momentum in this power play, South Africa. Yeah, losing early wickets is not easy. These two batters showing some resistance. They need a partnership here. They need this man in the picture to come good. Important T20 of the series, this one that is I think, undone by a beautiful bouncer. Great change of pace. South Africa with a struggling power play. 22 for the loss of 2. He was unplayable with the new ball. Getting the new ball to do a lot, and the batsman had no clue. Pakistan bowling splendidly well. The variations, change of pace, the cutters, the off cutters, the leg cutters, seam up deliveries with great result. 2 wickets down for 22 South Africa. I don't know how to put it, the second worst, slowest batting power play ever. The figure-free moment, your ultimate insurance partner. Download figure-free app now. Brilliant. Their last couple of matches explain this T20 format to the youngsters. This game is so misconstrued when it comes to batting. The emphasis on strike rate, I think that's misconstrued. It's the adaptability which is more important. That's a good hit. Very good hit. It was way too short. And that was the length he was hoping for, Brevis, and he bounced on it. Yeah, in the last game also, he camped on the back foot and hit them big. They set up very nicely for him, slicing it for a 6 actually. First boundary in 21 balls. Very good effort. I was reading an article from Babuma on a little sentence for Brevis. Makes batting look easy on a bad pitch. He's got that ability to snatch the game away from you. The 20s and 30s, they're not going to make a huge difference. He wants to become a match winner. He has to extend his efforts. Translate his talent into something big. 50s and 100s. Nawaz has once again began rather nicely, except for that 6. You see him bowl wicket to wicket. He's sweating a lot. These are Hendricks. It tells you how much pressure he's feeling at the moment. Oh, goes again, goes big. Massive 6. Made his own length. He goes back, once again crashes it over the rope. 2 6s in that over, 37 for 2.
सौ पहले हमने सफर का आगाज किया सफर था काले खैर का अब एक बार फिर आए हैं वही तजर्बा और वही एतबार जिससे होगी आपके दस्तरखान की रौनक लाजवाब हमदर्द रेसिपी मिक्सेस द टेस्ट ऑफ हेरिटेज
Looking for to give some momentum to the innings. This innings finally gaining some momentum in the 7th over. It was a big over for them. Well, he's mighty exciting because it's different. Usman Tariq, he pauses, then delivers.
Gets into the gap for just a single. T20i provides you with different sleight of hand bowlers. That's why it's become such a great format to watch. Abrar to Mukim to the off-Usman Tariq. Spinners with unusual bowling styles. Right. That should be his first wicket, and it's taken at long on. Usman Tariq makes his presence felt straight away. Revis was the striker. Couldn't middle it. And we're all smiles. Not being able to do justice to his talent once again, Revis. Perishing when he was looking good. There is that pause. Scarred in the air, hitting the splice of the blade and gone.
The extra bounce on that occasion made the ball again, and very well judged catch from Babar Azam. Once again, South African innings on a halt. 21 was the contribution. It's 38 for 3.
सब पहले हमने एक सफर का आगाज किया सफर था कारी खैर का अब एक बार फिर वही तजर्बा और वही एतबार जिससे होगी आपके दस्तरखान की रौनक लाजवाब हमदर्द रेसिपी मिक्सर्स द टेस्ट ऑफ हेरिटेज
South African innings sliding downhill quite fast. Redsky is in, strike rate of 118.94. The middle order needs to front up, make sure that they bat properly. Need a partnership and need to find a way to do away with someone who's got this absolutely different bowling style. Usman Tariq goes wider of the stumps, then he pauses almost as if he doesn't want to bowl. And then he bowls from that lower angle. He gets the ball to bounce also, Ahmed.
Yeah, it's hard to get used to his action. Was there inside edge? That's what the umpire thought.
Quite an amazing start to his T20i career. He could be the real deal for Pakistan in coming season. This was a different kind of delivery, a googly. Not your original off spinner, but a wrong gun. Has gone through. Single.
Yeah, Ramesh, when you talk about T20 cricket, the batters are looking to meet the ball early, and with this kind of an action, it forces a batsman to play the ball late, and that's where he makes the difference. On that occasion, extra bounce helped him.
Certainly that ball has become a golf ball. Not been able to look at it at all, but he surely is different. And there you see that ball bouncing just a little bit more on the striker, Brevis. Difficult really to gauge him, to get used to his bowling style, because he wants you to pause and play the ball as late as possible, and you're right. Because of the format and the energy to hit. Oh, a chance. Missed down the leg side, I think. It's been given a wide. Terrific first over as a debutant. He's become the breaking news. I mean, what an over.
Yeah, whenever he bowls it slower, it's a significant change. More flight, takes the pace off, in the ball. A successful over for the debutant. Wicket in that, it's 41 for 3. South Africa once again under pressure, 41 for the loss of 3. Hendricks 17 from 20. He holds the key to their success. He needs to bat deep. Work the singles, develop a bit of rhythm and confidence. Yeah, Brinske batted well in that tri-series played last year in Pakistan. In ODI format, but conditions are totally different here. Lahore more demanding for the batters. Laid down the wrong line. His ability to strike the stumps from almost every angle is pretty sensational. And off late, finding form with the ball, finding form with the bat. And so early exit for Brinske. Yeah, in the previous over, he kept on pitching the ball way too back of the length, and it was easy for the batters. But this time around, made amends, pitched the ball up to the batsman and got the pitch responding. Deviation of the surface, and Brinske had no clue. He departs. Contribution 1, it's 42 for 4. This innings is reeling.
सबसे पहले हमने सफर का आगाज किया सफर था काले खैर का अब एक बार फिर वही तजर्बा और वही एतबार जिससे होगी आपके दस्तरखान की रौनक लाजवाब हमदर्द रेसिपी मिक्सेस द टेस्ट ऑफ हेरिटेज
Is in more than the strike rate. We want to be there to get a partnership, stop this resurgence. Pakistan, they've been outstanding so far. From Pindi to where they are right now in Lahore, it's the sea change. They absolutely deserve every bit of this. Put the things right straight away. And this all-important decider, they are ahead of South Africa by a mile. Yeah, on a pitch like this, as a batsman, you need success if you're resting. But as a batsman, you rely on the forearm or the shoulder, you'll struggle. And that's what we have seen in Lahore. And that is the sea change. No wrist work. That's where these batters need to improve. Very good running. I had to go briskly for the second one. Egotail selfie moment. Egotail selfie, I think family moment. Egotail friends moment. It's well fielded. after 9:45 for 4.
उससे पहले हमने सफर का आगाज किया सफर था कार खैर का अब एक बार फिर वही तजर्बा और वही एतबार जिससे होगी आपके दस्तरखान की रौनक लाजवाब हमदर्द रेसिपी मिक्सेस द टेस्ट ऑफ हेरिटेज
Nothing to write home about if you're a South African fan. This time, once again, on top of South Africa. Are you better off playing him off the back foot? Are you better off playing him off the front foot? There's this huge pause. Well, that's the way you play him then. That's a massive six. Really is a strong hit. 50 comes up for South Africa. It's taken a lot of effort to get to a 50. But this is brilliantly played. Yeah, it was the combination of line and length, which was outside the off stump. And he cleared his front leg to be able to hit the ball aerial and did it efficiently. They need plenty of these South Africans to make a comeback into this game. He's a powerful striker, South African captain. He's trying to get that mid-wicket fielder adjusted. Quicker. I think the other thing that his action allows him to do is to really not make the batsman realize at what pace the ball is coming, because it's a pause and then there's a lot of strength, probably in his arm, in his shoulder, in his wrist. Hello here, 100% confidence with dandruff-free hair. Difficult to judge at what pace he's bowling. Actually, he can do that while in his run-up also. Because there's a pause, he can take a hanky from the umpire, wipe the ball and still bowl it. I kind of like him, Ahmed. I don't know about you, but you know, there's freshness regarding somebody like him was different. Yeah, he brings a lot on the table for the captain. Somebody who could have the batsman guessing all the times can be really handy. Now, he made works playing in that Caribbean League. Picked up 20 wickets for his side and eventually helping them to become champions. And he hasn't been bad bowling in PSLs. I mean, there's a look at his action. Goes wide of the stumps, then comes back into the crease. Imagine him bowling on a square turner. He must have been a javelin thrower. There's a little bit of spin, the ball keeping low and worked away into the gap for a run. Terrific stuff from Usman Tariq. 56 for the loss of 4 after 10, and we know what happens after over number 10. There'll be a pause for drinks.
अरसा पहले हमने सफर का आगाज किया सफर था कार खैर का अब एक बार फिर वही तजर्बा और वही एतबार जिससे होगी आपके दस्तरखान की रौनक लाजवाब हमदर्द रेसिपी मिक्सेस द टेस्ट ऑफ हेरिटेज
T20 international, and South Africa finding themselves in a heap of trouble. At 56 for 4, Reza Hendricks holding the fort, but the 4 wickets went down. Start was brilliant from Shaheen Shah Afridi to clean up Quinton de Kock. He went 23rd in the first over in terms of power play. The very next delivery, the young Pretorius hit it down, throw to fine. And then Usman Tariq came in on international T20i debut, broke that partnership. It was just about brewing between Brevis and Reza Hendricks. Matthew Fretsky once again falling to a stunner, this time from Nawaz. Great start. You want to set the tone, and that's exactly what Shaheen Shah Afridi did. The spinners have followed suit with 1 apiece. At the halfway mark, South Africa was 66 for 6 in their second T20 international, only managed 110 from there. Find themselves 56 for 4 tonight. Big shot coming. Big shot flies. Exactly what was required. Mighty hit from Ferreira.
The first half firmly belonging to the team of Pakistan, but Captain Donovan Ferreira saying the next 10 we need to up the ante. Little sibby to the leg side to get the ball into the arc, which he was after. He's an absolute powerful striker of the cricket ball.
17 off 8. Decides to go a similar route. Babar Azam does well, but only to then kick it back on to the boundary. So 6 followed by 4.
Yeah, the South African captain deciding that he's going to have a little go at Mohamed Nawaz. Previous ball going for maximum this time round. Powerful hit. He's a bit of dew out there. Babar Azam got a hold of it, but just as his elbow hit the ground, losing the ball in the process, South Africa pick up back-to-back boundaries.
Second delivery was a touch quicker and touch flatter, not allowing Ferreira to get under the ball. Does he take him on again? This time wide outside the off-stump, just change of pace slower. So a bit of mind games going out there in the middle.
And it's a game about momentum, isn't it? First 10 overs, Pakistan could do absolutely no wrong, but you just get a feeling that Donovan Ferreira assessing the mood, the energy out there, perhaps deciding that this first over, if he can put and revert the pressure back onto the bowling team, might just aid in his team's cause to get a good score on the board.
Just see him moving around in the crease. They've called for 2. Direct hit. Just get a feeling that Reza Hendricks has made his ground. Or direct hits, you never know.
Yeah, I think Reza Hendricks too experienced for that. We run out in that manner. Quite firmly. That's the reason why they haven't even sent it upstairs.
Yeah, talking about the momentum, or the change in momentum, and what Donovan Ferreira has done in this over. We saw a little mini meeting between Captain Shaheen Shah Afridi, also came into Nawaz. Have to re-bowl that. You see Donovan Ferreira moving laterally around the crease. You've seen a couple of first deliveries from Nawaz fired in. The next 3, he's just given it a little bit of air outside the off stump. Moving away from Ferreira's arc. This time he gets it right out of the middle. Ball flies once again. Make that 2 6s in the over. 19, still 1 to go.
Yeah, if you're going to give him any sort of width to free those arms. Just outside the off stump, but he's a powerful hitter. And he's not just looking onside, he's looking offside as well. Yeah, this is the over that South Africa needed just to get themselves going. Donovan Ferreira taking the onus upon himself to have that sifting momentum. 29 of 12. He's a man on a mission this evening.
Runs, the most expensive over by some distance. Brings it back into the stumps. 11 done, 75 for 4.
Yeah, South Africa. After a few of those towers, the last one, that's exactly what they need. They need a few more of those towers.
Last 5 overs, 53 runs. 19 runs that previous over of courtesy Donovan Ferreira, who's raised to 29 of 13. The partnership also 33 of 17. They'll want to keep this going. Change of pace now. Fahim Ashraf back into the attack.
Yeah, that's the reason why I actually love this format. Yes, it's short, but it's just long enough for this tide to turn. South Africa would feel if they can build a partnership over the next 3-4 overs to get them into that 15 over with 5 overs to go, 2 set batters. They might just afford themselves an opportunity here this evening. We know the surface is not an easy one to start out on. Just get yourself to that 146, 150 region. You'll afford yourself an opportunity.
Almost carried. Just felt he was through the shot. There was a change of pace delivery. It's time for Hello Hair. 100% confidence with dandruff-free hair. Big smiles as well. Beautiful locks. How about those? Brilliant. The crowd's getting right into this. Tony D'Souza. 100% confidence. Brilliant. Good lock of hair there from Tony D'Souza. Keeps them in shape as well. Time and effort for preparation for a game.
I was about to say, must take him some time to prepare that. I'm going to call the Goldilocks.
What are we calling him then?
No hair.
Brilliant. Great stuff from the director and camera work as well.
It's actually one of the qualifying criteria to be a part of that coaching staff. No hair.
Belgian was straight into the hands of Salman Aliava. Donovan Ferreira was going some guns. His innings will draw to a close.
And it's that man again, Fahim Ashraf for Pakistan. Donovan Ferreira, he's made his intentions clear, but it's pace off again. Hitting right at the bottom of the bat, but this is an excellent catch at middle. And it's the captain who completes the dismissal. The South African captain, he goes for a brief 29. South African are 76 for 5.
Makes his way out. South Africa 76 for 5. Got runs in that first. But it was a completely different situation. The surface was different. South Africa had gotten off to a flyer. Got 26 of 22 in that first game. Not too many in the second, and is up against Fahim Ashraf, whose wickets columns keeps rising. One more to add to the 4 from the previous game.
Yeah, you certainly feel he's got a different role this evening. Still 8.2 overs to get through from a South African perspective, so there's still plenty of time left in his innings. Can he build a partnership with Reza Hendricks? Oh, he's fallen straight to mid. Fahim Ashraf can do absolutely no wrong with ball in hand.
Back-to-back wickets for Fahim Ashraf. Once again, the change of pace, well-directed short delivery to start up. George Linder hit it straight down the throat of Hassan Nawaz. He's got 6 in 2 games for Fahim Ashraf. 2 for 3 tonight so far. And a big wicket also goes for a duck, George Linder. South Africa 76 for 6. Twice tonight that a Pakistani bowler is on a hat-trick. This time Fahim Ashraf. On both occasions, the batter on strike.